minutes of the previous meeting.
I would move that the minutes be approved as written.
Second.
Those in favor? Done.
Like to hear you. Funny rule.
That's kind of hidden along. Okay, selectmen's comments. Tom?
Yes, I have two from Allison.
She's not even here.
She's not even here.
She's gonna get us
Well, I got
there.
one too.
Okay.
So Allison organized for us a tour at the Tedford facility Friday the 14th at 11 a.m.
Friday, 14th. Do we just show up there? Is that the idea?
I guess so, yeah, I guess that's,
All right,
that's,
we
I
can-
mean, we can drive, we can carpool over there.
Do we have to bring Valentine's gifts?
The second thing is, Allison's talk for the Woolwich Historical Society, Pat Free Library's town history thing is a week from Saturday, on the 15th,
Yeah.
at 10:30 over at the library.
Right?
And I can report that the Communications Committee met last week, and we've embarked on a mission to clean up the town website. So we're gonna start doing that.
That's great.
We were assigning a bunch of pages to each committee member to work on it, so.
That's good, because if you go click links, they always go to a broken page.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice.
No, that's
So
great.
we're gonna, that'll probably take a few months to finish that up, but that's it.
That's great.
Nothing?
Jason?
All I have, and probably it's about Allison too, but an update on the boat. Has anybody heard, do you know much about the boat?
It's gone?
Well, I believe it's over to Rousick now on their side, and it's half sinking.
It's sunk, isn't it?
Well, it hasn't sunk completely. Yesterday, it was gonna get taken away, and then the Coast Guard's in, the Coast Guard's out. I don't really have specific facts. She did send a message just shortly ago, Allison, and just said that there's no new updates.
I assume nobody was on it when it sunk?
You know, yes, you're right, you're correct. So I've been in touch with King and Kristen Collins' offices today. Joel says they are coordinating action. I am personally not, not hopeful, but there are a lot of eyes on it. But it's on the Rousick side now, and I believe it's anchored. I do believe the Coast Guard anchored it or something is what I heard. Did you see the county EMA sent out the thing yesterday about it?
About that?
Yeah, I didn't know if Danny knew.
No, I didn't see that.
It looked like yesterday it was gonna be gone by the end of the day, but people don't seem to want to deal with the boat part.
It broke loose one night.
Broke loose, I was plowing the bridge, it was down under the bridge caught, then I was hoping it was gonna be a DOT problem, because if it touches the bridge, and there was one lane blocked off on the bridge we were plowing
Right.
for quite a while with that one fella out there, and then somehow it drifted back over to that side, but
That's good.
I guess it's gonna improve at some point. Situation will improve. Okay,
I have nothing.
that's it.
And
Yeah.
are you here for the public or?
No, I'm here from my other mission,
Okay.
so
Under new business?
I'm here. Is that, you have new business early or late? Everybody has a little different.
I was gonna,
What are you gonna
say if you need to go, we do it early.
I don't have to go
I
anywhere.
don't see where we have anything real
He's
pressing.
our new county commissioner?
Yes, I,
I didn't know we were putting,
No, I don't need, do you need to speak to the board?
Not about anything in particular. I'm just going to all the meetings of everybody in my zone and seeing how what everybody has for assorted problems. Like Rousick now has the problem of the boat that's sitting on their.
You know about the boat, right?
Yeah, I know a little bit about the boat, but
Okay.
there had been somebody living on it
yeah,
prior to,
Yes.
and paddled to shore and,
That's right.
you know.
to
and
the
they had
boat side,
a,
unfortunately.
oh, what is it, the tow outfit was gonna haul it to the boat landing and get it out, but they were nervous that it was too compromised to move it. So, and I'm thinking if the thing floats at all, if you could get it out in the river and let it drift south, you could get it to the other boat landing real easy and get it the heck out of here.
Yeah.
But I don't know what their plan seems to be to leave it there.
Some reason nobody wants to deal with the removal of the boat. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
I mean,
Well, it's
Probably
in-
really no
it's in
big deal,
navigable
but-
waters, so if nobody does anything, I would think the Coast Guard will take care of
Right,
it.
they're sticking it to a Rousick.
They are, right now.
So we got lucky that it
drifted over to that.
drifted, the wind blew a little bit the other way,
Yeah,
and floated at 50 feet. but-
We've been dealing with that for quite some time because the business side of it has been coming to Woolwich.
Yeah, yeah,
And the neighbors down there are not happy.
all right. Well, they've had a lot of traffic down that way looking things over, from what I've been told, that they
They
don't
have,
care
yeah.
much for either.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So I've been going to all the towns and seeing how they all operate.
Well, yeah. You know my position, it bugs the dickens out of me that there's 36,000 people in Saginaw County and only 3 people get to vote on the budget.
Yep.
And nobody knows anything about the budget. So what I'm gonna propose at the Friday night meeting, Thursday night meeting, whatever it is.
Next week.
Yeah, next
Yeah, whenever it is.
that you guys do actually come around to every town with your budget and defend it at a town, at a public town meeting, you know? It just a selectmen's meeting or council or.
Well, they should know what the heck is going on. And,
Yeah,
you know,
because nobody, I mean, stop.
as there as I can see, no one's ever visited anybody.
No. And if you look at Lincoln County's commissioners, they're in the paper every week.
Yeah.
Tells you what they've been doing, you know, who's been there to talk to them and everything. It's
The Saginaw one has 0.
0.
Nobody calls, nobody's there.
The meeting's
Nothing.
still at 10 o'clock Tuesday morning or whatever it is,
3 o'clock in the afternoon. Our meetings, 3.
3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, are on Tuesdays.
That's real convenient for somebody that works.
Right, I
at
mean,
the
well,
IW.
that's why I could never really run for the job, I was working.
Yeah.
So all the meetings were always during working time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would think in the spirit of transparency, right?
Right.
Why not?
Yeah,
right?
what's there to hide?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
You don't record your meeting and,
It's on Zoom, but I don't know if anybody ever watches it.
oh, so it's posted somewhere?
Yep, I mean, I know have the owl.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Todd, you must have heard, real jumping around, you have anything else, or did you want to?
No,
I cut you off, sorry.
I just figured we'd rather keep Todd here.
Yeah, no, so,
We'll talk with him, see what he wants to
Yeah.
do, what he wants from us, and what he's gonna tell us, and then we'll move on to Tim's report. and-
yeah, so have you talked to Allison at all? You know our frustration with the once a year payment, right? Have you heard
Yeah,
about-
I've heard her talk
Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
I mean, last year, real quickly, last year was a difficult year, it went up to over $1 million payment. And obviously our tax bills and commitment aren't,
Right, we're split.
yeah, and we only get half a payment, right? So we go in October and it's a very expensive time. We're hopeful that the commissioners or whoever, whether it takes legislation or whatever it takes, are receptive to maybe at least a dual, I'm just talking out loud myself.
Annual.
The other thing, Todd, is, and I'm gonna ask him to look up the last 5 years so I can track the percentages, but they got like $17 million in ARPA money. And we still had a huge increase in our assessment last year. We're up over $1 million for the first time ever. And I just thought that was, I mean,
One thing I'm gonna be looking at is these TIFs. The little town gets swallowed up by the big town on a TIF because their new evaluation is based on the TIF amount for the county.
right.
So there's millions of dollars that the towns, Bath, Thompson, Richmond, all have TIFs that I know of. So they're all reduced, but that means this town covers them. We're subsidizing the
And
bigger
it's
towns.
the same thing with RSU 1 too, because Bath can legally hide a lot of their assessment in that TIF.
Right.
Right? So they just like us, there's only 2 towns in RSU 1 that get a subsidy, us and Bath. And Bath gets it because they can hide so much of their assessment in a TIF, right? And, those, like you said, the little.
So maybe
guy
if
just
Allison
don't
wants to do
understand.
something, you can have your county evaluation based up on the real evaluation, not the TIF evaluation. Then you're gonna go down 200,000 or 300,000.
I asked Allison to put a bill in this year to make the county budgets be voted on countywide. And I don't think that's gonna fly.
Probably not. And then it'd be similar to a school vote that 20 people go to vote at.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you stop 10 people on the street and ask them what the last 4 things the county's done for them, and they got no clue.
If you ask them where the county courthouse is, it'd be,
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you're right, County, yeah.
say, where's the county seat?
Yeah.
They may, good chance they don't know.
But, and I think this is, I spent a little time looking at different counties last year, and I think this is the most secretive county in the state. I really do. Even Cumberland County, as big as it is, because they have like 9 commissioners. I think there's two counties in the state that have 9 commissioners. A lot of them have 5, some of them have 7. There's very few, there's only a few of us left that still only have 3. And even Cumberland County, they're in the paper all the time.
Well, the Times Record has disappeared from the face of the earth.
Yeah.
I never gave it any thought until I got on the budget committee.
Well, David mentions that real quick. I've thought of that too. Is there ever any consideration, I don't take a lot of work, but to go from 2 to 5? I mean, obviously it's similar to me as the select board, right? With 3 commissioners, you can always be outvoted in many ways, right? You know, and you can't have any, I mean, it would seem to me, it would make sense that 5 would make more sense today than 3 anyway, right? For all kinds of different reasons, but I'm just babbling.
Yeah.
I mean, Todd, you're involved because you see there's a need for change or involvement in the county, obviously. And so, you know, I'm observing.
I mean, there's all kinds of weird things that the county shouldn't be involved with.
Right.
I mean, this week it was another town wanted to either open a road or close a road, and they thought the county should decide for them. I said, well, that's all a town meeting thing. If you want to, you know, discontinue a road, the county really doesn't have anything to do with that.
That's local control, yeah.
So they really have never had anybody that was a selectman on this committee that knows any of that stuff whatsoever on all the little,
years ago,
how the towns operate.
I didn't know until I went on the budget committee that we pay, part of our assessment is for the Council of Governments. And we get like 18 hours a year from them. We didn't know that. Nobody ever told us.
Right. There's probably a lot of stuff that they pay into that's for the towns that they don't take advantage of.
Well, way back years ago, when they wanted us to join the Council of Governments, they were basically that way. And their big thing was they were going to build a walking path from Topsom to Gardner. And we said, no, we don't want to join that. So the county joined on our behalf.
Yeah.
Okay? But they never told us that there was any benefit to it. So I found out last year that they will come down and help us look at our various
planning stuff, right?
Planning stuff and stuff like that. And we get so many hours a year.
And I think they even have people that help with grants.
Yeah, no, right.
And you're already paying for that person.
Yeah, but
that's waiting for the call.
But the county never told us that we had any benefit from it.
And that's very possible. I can believe that.
And it just, I don't know. And last year David Henderson and I tried to really get them to stick to the 3.2% on the increases for salaries. And one woman, I think, got 44%, 45% raise, something like that. I mean, it was just, and then we tried to get them, the budget committee tried to get them to only put on 1 new sheriff. They wanted 2. And they were only going to buy 1 more car. And my question to Joel was, what's the other? It's a long beat to walk the entire county, you know? And he said, oh, we use one of the old cars that we keep around just in case something breaks down. I said, so it's not good enough to run on the road, but you're going to put a guy in it full time. You know, the whole thing made no sense.
And today we had a meeting at the jail with the ICE people that are trying to set up something over there. That's quite a show. It isn't just like you're going to go here, and back home. Some of them may stay 6 or 8 months, depending on what their situation is. So quite a lot of paperwork to even do the thing for a little bit of money.
Of course, they got 1 more year to pay on the jail, and then it's paid off. We did get them last year to...
It's paid off, but you have just as much repairs to do then...
I know what else I wanted to mention to you. They have reserve accounts, okay?
Who does?
The county does.
Okay.
They have a lot of reserve accounts.
They don't have one for this jail.
But they have a lot of reserve accounts, okay? Now, to me, a reserve account is when you put away so much money every year so that when you need a new air conditioner, you got the money to buy it.
It's like a fire truck.
That's not the way they work a reserve account. they get $50,000 in the reserve account, they find something they wanna spend it on, they just spend it.
It's not dedicated
And
to
then
the
start,
specific
and
thing.
then start the reserve account again. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not the way a reserve account should work.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's gonna be the plan this year.
Well, we did talk them into not funding any of the reserve accounts for 2 years, and then take the first year that they don't have to pay for the jail, and bring the reserve accounts back up to where they wanted them. Because basically, they're not reserve accounts, they're slush funds.
Right, not dedicated to something,
Right.
yeah.
So,
And I know that, well, the jail has like $1 million worth of repairs coming up. And it's mostly computer stuff. They're all 20 years old. So everything you have is outdated, whether it's locks on the doors are all computerized, no parts. So everything you have is outdated now. They had a life, and the life was probably only 10 years, and you milked it to 20, and now you're at the end of the game.
well, they ran the reserve accounts the same way that the county does. They've probably been using the reserve
And you
accounts.
had, I mean, the jail wouldn't have any reserve account. You're not making, you're just trying to break even the whole time. So all of your money, all of your income comes from other counties that don't have a jail. Whoever you have a contract with, whether it's Penobscot, Waldo, Knox, Androscoggin, or whoever, that's where we get our money from. And then you hope you can break even. So you really don't ever have any money left over to fund repairs. And almost every couple months there's something now that's falling apart. Whether it's, everything's giant. So a stove that costs $15,000, or a dishwasher, or a clothes washer. All of this stuff, you can't fix them anymore. You have to dump it and start over.
Well, Todd, it's good to see you.
Yeah.
And, I'm sure we'll see you more.
And thank you for coming by. I think it's in the 30 years I've been a selectman, it's the first time we've ever had a county commissioner at one of our meetings.
I'm trying to make the loop. Some of them, your website I can figure out pretty easy. Some of the other ones, not too well, and I even had to call the towns, and they weren't even sure themselves when their meeting was, so. So we're pretty good compared to some.
To be announced, determined to be.
Carol used to.
Even though you're rebuilding the website,
Yeah, right.
I can figure it out.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
You gonna go to the plantation?
I have to talk to them. I have to talk to them. After a meeting I was at yesterday, then.
All right,
Thank you,
thank
Doug.
you for coming. All right, Kim.
So Bass Savings came today. We had a check scanner installed, and that means that now we don't have to take multiple trips to the bank. So all our checks will go through the scanner, and they're automatically deposited into the bank, which will save us a lot of time. And
So we gotta stop writing checks, and we gotta stop, no, I'm kidding.
So,
No, from the consumer side.
does that mean if somebody gives us a bad check, we will know immediately
Yes.
while they're still standing there?
not while they're standing there, but within a day or so.
But it obviously speeds up the
It
transfer of
speeds up
funds.
the yeah, and then this will be very helpful when all the mortgage checks start coming in, so, they showed us gave us a demonstration, it's all set to go. Candace did her first deposit, easy peasy, we're all set. Tax bills are set to go out next week for the second half, due in April. Marla Davis has her insert ready, so she's gonna show up on Tuesday and Wednesday and help stuff, and those will be out in the mail, so hopefully we'll get some tax dollars in sooner than later. So the one side of the flagpole is broken. I don't know if Sean has mentioned it.
Sean called me the other night and mentioned, he didn't know, David, you know more about the pole, the one out here that we have to pull the bolts and lay it down.
Yep.
And so, yeah, there's a trouble with one of the pulleys or half the
Pull
pole.
crossbars?
Yeah,
Yes.
so it needs to be, I remember it was a few years ago we did that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pull the top bolt of the thing.
Yeah, but I know we can't do it right in the dead of winter here, but anyway, will you talk to Sean at some point?
Yes.
Because I don't even know what repair it needs, or if you need help, let us know, whatever you're.
I forget how we laid it.
Seemed like we came over, somehow I thought we were involved.
I thought we put a backhoe up against.
Yeah, whatever you winched it
I
down.
don't know how heavy the thing is, but
Can't be
we'll
that
figure it
big.
out.
I can't remember either, but.
We always just pull the bolt and see what happens.
4 or 5, watch out for the hydrant.
I think it makes, yeah, I think it would make more sense to lower it, so, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay.
And then last thing is Jason and I will be attending the Spirit of America presentation on April 17th. I will be going in Allison's place and she will be out of town.
And that was the Monswigers, if you,
Monswigers,
so we're,
yeah.
it's the county.
So,
presentation.
and that's all I have.
Okay. Road Commissioners report, we don't have tonight. Codes Officer, there's no report.
Yep.
EMS, we do have. EMS responded to 33 calls in January, 33 patients were seen, 26 were transported. MC1 was called for assistance 9 times. February so far, they've had 6 calls, 6 patients, and 5 transports. Training. And members attended annual mandatory trainings this month, as well as took part in CMP electrical lines training. 2 members will be attending a pediatric advanced life support training this week. Our medical director, Dr. Michael Schmitz, has agreed to come in and teach a course on sepsis in the near future. That's Danny's report. Fire chief's not here. No business under old business. Okay. Discussion of town meeting date. Gonna pick a date?
Yes.
So I talked to Alice the other day, I'm just offering up what she mentioned or what we talked about, and I talked to Kim too. So one idea or one suggestion is, can we do the last Wednesday in April or the first Wednesday in May? Because we obviously have an awful lot of work to do.
Yes,
So if
which
you
the
wanna
first
do those-
Wednesday in May is a select board meeting.
That's right. And Kim put
So
it,
the
so
last week in
May, April
April,
is 4:30, right? I think.
4:30.
Yeah.
And that's on a Wednesday.
And
That's what we're doing.
I know where you're going with this. Do we want to do Wednesdays or Saturdays, right?
People seem to like the Wednesday nights better than Saturdays, and I think either way, it's a crapshoot whether we get a good attendance or not, I mean,
What do you think? What do you want?
I like Wednesday nights.
I don't mind Wednesday night either. I think we bounced around.
we bounced around and, I mean, you get a decent Saturday, nobody's gonna show up
Right.
in the spring.
Right.
I mean, they've been bundled up all winter,
Yeah.
they get a chance to go out and,
Having
Yeah.
it on at night also, I think, helps, keep the meeting moving along.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And the
So-
other thing it does do is
so
the
you're
staff
saying
is.
what, first Wednesday in May?
No, I think we're talking about the April
No, the
30th.
last week of April, April 30th.
April 30th.
Yeah.
Because the first Wednesday in May
Double
is our
check.
select.
Sure.
That gives us enough.
Well, Kim knows as much as we know. We got
Gotta go
enough-
to the printer in the end of
Yeah.
March then?
got a lot to do, but.
Yeah,
All
April
right.
30th, so then we will, town submissions, I will have that. It normally takes them within 2 weeks after I submit everything, so,
For printing?
for
You wanna make a
printing.
formal vote,
So
or
as
you
long
wanna
as the
vote by
warrant's
consensus?
done.
No, I'll move that we set the annual town meeting date for April 30th at 6 o'clock at the Woolwich Central School.
Second.
Those in favor? Done. Okay.
I can start advertising it.
And Fish Commissioners Memorandum of Agreement, we have that?
I do, there are 4 copies, so you get to sign 4 times. Instead of signing one and making copies.
Yeah. I'll give everybody one
Yep,
to read,
yep.
so we can all know what we're talking about here.
One for him, one for you.
And then we can just pass them back. Sign them.
Oh, I read that. It was in the signature folder, wasn't it?
No,
Oh, no?
Folder
no, it was in
notes.
just its own separate folder.
Oh, yeah, it was down there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the standard annual
Yeah,
from Mr. Bodge. And, yeah, so it's.
and Steve Bodge will be doing the harvest this year, is what Bill said.
Whoops.
So, we'll vote. I would move that we, approve and sign the memorandum agreement as presented.
Second.
Those in favor? Okay, start signing, guys, pass them back and forth.
There you go, this one's for you guys. All right, so David, these, we need to do these two.
You can have it.
Oh, we need to do this one.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you did that one.
Yep.
I did 1, 2, 3, 4, yep.
1, 2, 3, 4 on that one.
I'm trying to make sure we get them all.
1, 2, 3, 4 on that one. Got all 4 on that one already. I'm just gonna sign this one. There. That's taken care of. Have anything under new business other?
So I have one thing, so do we want to act on the information from the assessing feller about the utility?
On the utility?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I read everything that, I don't know what you folks think, but I read everything that was written, and clearly knows what he's talking about, clearly
Yeah.
seems to be the right thing to
His
do.
proposal was good to me.
Yeah, and we have
Yeah,
the,
I think we should hire that fellow that's an expert on the utilities to do that portion.
and it looks like it can be done in time, and it's the right thing to do, and I would make that motion,
Second.
that we, yeah, okay.
Second?
Engage him for the price that he quoted us.
Yeah,
I don't know where we'd find somebody who knows
oh
more.
my God, the way you wrote that, clearly,
Well, yeah.
and
Go ahead.
you're willing to take him in the boat, he needs a boat ride.
Yeah, he needs a boat ride.
Well, it said that transportation in the boat, maybe, I don't know what that meant,
I
but.
don't know.
Yeah.
David,
But he had asked a question of Juanita, and I read it to Juanita, and Juanita had no idea what he was talking about.
No, it was very
And I went,
detailed, and clearly.
I said, I have no idea what he's talking about, so if you
Well,
have any idea what
It
he's
seems,
talking about.
to me, the impression was very detailed, looks like he has.
Very detailed.
Fantastic results when
Well-
what he does.
That's all he does is.
That's all he does, yeah.
Utility assessing, so.
Yeah.
the
I will
guy-
reach
the
out
guy
to him
knows what he's doing,
tomorrow.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
we've always just taken CMP's word for it, but who knows?
Yeah.
They might be very honest with us, there might be an insulator or two out there that they haven't told us about.
Do we need to authorize anything related to the tax anticipation note?
No, I think we're just looking,
We're waiting.
we're looking at, we're just looking at information and seeing what we need and what we don't need, and we're not there yet.
Okay, motion to adjourn?
So we're meeting Monday, right?
Monday at 2.
Monday is still budget.
Monday, 2 o'clock.
Start budget workshop, yep. Okay.
One thing for you, when she was talking about the credit card bit, the new thing going around, another little scam is people are borrowing that from somebody else, using it, and then they're disputing the charges. In my travels around,
At the county?
well, it's at the county, it's kind of like all over the place. It
Is
isn't-
Woolwich getting a turn at this?
What's that? It wasn't one of yours.
No, I didn't know if we were gonna get to use it.
But it seems to be the new
Oh,
game.
so you need a credit card policy and a.
So, well, when you're looking at it, make sure it's got the guy's right name on the thing.
Oh, I see what you're
Well, this
saying.
is
They
a check
borrow a
scam.
credit
Oh, I see what
card,
you're saying.
and then they dispute the thing, and
I see.
Technically, if you take a credit card that hasn't been signed on the back, they can refuse that.
Oh, I see exactly what you're saying.
That's
Well,
what
we
it-
have cameras in the lobby, so if you're right
so
there.
anyway, that's the new game going around. There's always some little scam trying to catch her up on something.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Yeah,
We're adjourned.
thank you very much.